Hey everyone. So apparently, according to once again your opinion makers, your source for your opinions, the dominant source, anyways, for your opinions in Canada, according to CBC, there is now a spike in gun and gang violence in Canada. Wonder why that's happening. Why now? I wonder why that could possibly be. Like I say, government and their media mouthpieces, they seem to, that old adage, that old meme, at this point, it's old now because I've seen it shared so many times, which is basically the government breaks your leg and hands you crutches and pretends that, hey, look at how much of a savior I am, right? So they stir up the pot. They stir up this whole divisive identity politics bullshit where they're pitting everybody against everybody. It's the oppressor versus the oppressed, and stirring up all this hatred, resentment, anger, and envy towards everybody because they're all put into these subcategories of groups. And like I say, they're pouring gasoline in the fire on a daily basis, and then when they see that the flames are finally erupting, they're like, oh, look at the flames. Look at the flames. We need to do something. We need to tamp down these flames. It's like, well, what the fuck? Stop pouring gas on the fire, you dipshits. That'd probably be an easy way to at least allow those flames to gradually die down. But the media, like I say, these sensationalist propagandists, these ideologically driven, these ideologically possessed fucking morons and authoritarians and petty tyrants. Wow. They just, like I say, they seem to lack any capacity for morality or ethical habits or behaviors anymore. They seem to have, like, they've totally thrown that shit, that they've thrown caution to the wind, and now it's just all about, we want to maintain our structure. We want to maintain our power, and you better listen to what we get to say. Anyways, this headline out of CBC News, spike in gun and gang violence in Canada has experts worried. Ottawa Summit on Guns and Gangs sets out to find solutions. Politicians, law enforcement experts, academics, and community members have gathered in Ottawa for the Summit on Gun and Gang Violence to discuss a troubling increase in gun-related incidents and gang activity in Canada. The summit is being hosted by Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale, who in November announced the federal government would be spending $327.6 million over 5 years on anti-gun and gang initiatives and $100 million annually thereafter. We're seeing young males resorting to the use of firearms where they hadn't in the past, said Inspector Mark Patterson of the Ottawa Police Service's Guns and Gangs Unit. But I mean, you know yourself, if you live in Canada, you know damn well we don't have a fucking massive culture of gun or gang violence. And if there is some aspects or some parts of any particular communities where this has happened, go and look of the kind of people that are carrying these evil deeds out, and you'll see it's not representative of your typical Canadian culture, okay? This is imported fucking problems for the most part, folks. So once again, like I say, the government creates a problem and then is now trying to offer a solution. Like other major cities in the country, the capital has seen a spike in shootings and gang-related violence in 2017. There were 74 shootings in Ottawa compared to just 32 in 2013. We're struggling in relation to why that's happening, said Patterson, noting that more and more gang members are using guns to settle personal and drug disputes. Last December, Ottawa police arrested 13 people and seized 24 firearms following a 6-month investigation called Project Sabotage. One of the firearms recovered by police had a bump stock, an illegal modification that simulates the firing characteristics of a fully automatic weapon. Patterson said some of the weapons were stolen from lawful gun owners. So I'll post a link to this article in the description of the video below, but think about this, folks. Talking about bump stocks now, guns and gang violence. This is complete and utter political opportunism, all right? They're using what the hell has happened down in the U.S. as a means to, once again, further encroach or restrict or inhibit or deny Canadians' rights to bear arms. This kind of political posturing is, well, like I say, it's so authoritarian in nature, and especially when it comes at you under the pretense of benevolent, and the pretense that, oh, they're just caring about the safety of the citizens. Like this kind of stuff, it's so, like, to me, it's not only immoral and unjust, to me, it's just outright disgusting that they use fear and sensationalized tabloid-style articles and narratives to trick you into thinking that you just need to disarm the population, make them helpless victims, and completely reliant on government and their mindless enforcers, and then you'll have this utopian world where nothing bad ever happens. Wow. Where have we heard that fucking bullshit before? And what was the consequence? What was the ultimate result of that? Not good. Never has it ever worked good for the people. Has it worked out good for individual liberty? Has it worked out for people that want to defend themselves against bad actors or evil people that seek to do harm, cause injury, or use violence towards them? Oh, Canada. This, like I say, we really got to do a lot better job. We need a whole lot more of us out there, discerning this kind of truth, discern this kind of information, because as we see, like, well, people like myself, I've got a decent reach and I've got a big voice, but not nearly as powerful as those in the CBC that have $1 billion+ budget and can disseminate their kind of propaganda and bullshit information across Canada in a much more dominant manner. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.